Okay, so I just want y'all to know the more stuff that comes out, the more like the stuff that is being printed in the media, all that, the more it triggers me or urges me in some type of way, to feel some type of way, the more I'm actually gonna speak on it. So y'all might actually hear more from me and see more videos from me because some of this stuff just needs to be debunked. It needs to be debunked. So there's this writer, columnist by the name of Ryan Bomberger. Last name is spelled Bomberger. He wrote this article, and it was published on the 5th, June 5th. And the title of the article is Top 10 Reasons I Won't Support the hashtag Black Lives Matter movement. So I'm going to read the first paragraph of the article. And he wrote, every life unjustly killed deserves justice. In the cause to make things right, I will not join a movement that has nearly everything wrong. Nearly everything wrong. More innocent lives have now been killed, including cops, since these predominantly violent protests began over George Floyd's horrific death. What about the black lives killed in this nationwide chaos? Do they matter? So, to that note, that paragraph alone, all lives matter. Yes, we know that. But black lives have been, since the development of this country, black lives have been undervalued, taken for granted, mercilessly killed. I mean, with no mercy, no grace. And I just want to say, to his point, it's very important that we do our history. It's very important that we study our history. Forgive me. It's important that we study our history and we learn from it, like genuinely learn, like for real, y'all. Because I can't remember the political figure that said this, but some political figure, very important person, said this, and he said, if we do not study our history, we are bound to repeat it. So what you see today, what's happening today, this is a repeat. This is a repeat of what? People not learning history. People not learning from history. Learning from previous events, occurrences that have led down the same path of protest, destruction, killings. I mean, you name it. I want to point out the fact that, because this man, he made some points, and I want to touch on the points he made. I want to point out the fact that in our history, in Black history, Black American history, our people have fought for a very long time. For a very long time. 400 years, too long. That's too long to be fighting. Too long. And to look at where we are today, 2020, and we still fighting, unacceptable. It's unacceptable, period. It's unacceptable. So yes, you got black people that are mad. Yes, you got people rioting, looting, killing. Yes, you got that. Yes. Yes, you have people going crazy, out of control. But if you study your history, back when our people were slaves, back when we tried to fight peacefully, we tried to escape slavery peacefully. They released laws. They abolished slavery. And in the South, even though the law went through, that slavery was no longer acceptable, it was no longer allowed, you still had white slave owners who refused to let those blacks free. They refused. You had people like Harriet Tubman fighting the fight peacefully. Oh, we gotta escape. We gotta make escape routes. We gotta sneak out. But what happened when we were doing that and getting caught escaping a prison term? When we were getting caught, they started killing us, hunting us down like we not humans, killing us, no mercy, period, killing our children, killing us, robbing from us, systematically, institutionally, and even on religious levels, trapping us, killing us, wanted to kill our faith, kill our spirits. They didn't want us to have any hope that we deserved anything better and greater. So to read what this man said, oh, he triggered me, y'all. He triggered me. Because we fought peacefully. And if you study history, like Nat Turner, we got tired of doing stuff the just, peaceful way because we weren't being heard. We weren't being respected. We were being killed for doing stuff the right way. Taken advantage of, mistreated. So people like Nat Turner got up and said, no, y'all showing us y'all don't care. So let us show you the same attitude. And he gathered people, gathered blacks, and went on a killing spree, killing white people. Wrong ones and right ones. And ones who was innocent got killed too. Now, am I justifying that? No, I don't justify it at all. But what I am saying is that it's history. It's history. It's in our history, y'all. This is in our history. We should have learned from this. This is in our history. We weren't being treated right then. And people like Nat Turner, they started a revolution. They started destroying stuff, killing, fighting back, showing we can have the same aggression that y'all have. We can do the same thing y'all do. How does it make you feel? Oh, they didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. They hunted Nat Turner down and killed him. Because innocent and not innocent whites were being killed. Children, babies, killed. And it's not right. No, it's not right. But it was history. It was history, y'all. So when I read this man's article and he say, oh, innocent lives are being taken, other lives, people are gonna, I can't support this, I won't support this movement. Sir, this is history repeating itself because somewhere along the line, the lesson wasn't learned. The lesson wasn't learned. I'm going to read another statement he made because he started talking about the Christians in the church. He says, as a Christian, the church should be leading on these issues instead of sheepishly following a deceptive movement hostile to the gospel. This movement is not hostile. Now, you have some people who are acting with hostility because we're angry. But, sir, the church is supporting social justice. Mommy, that's my baby, y'all. Yeah, go get it. Go get your tablet. Go get your tablet. The church is supporting a social change, a social fight. And to say that they sheepishly following behind a deceptive movement, this movement is not deceptive, sir, at all. You deceiving yourself. Actually, what I really want Ryan to do, what I really want you to do is I think at this point, past this point, you need to spiritually wake up because obviously you spiritually sleep. And I need you to spiritually wake up. Wake up. Because you point out you're a Christian. And you talking about the church is following this movement. And you're trying to condemn and shame the church for standing behind social injustice, for wanting to fight for social injustice. It's not even just that. It's church are good people. They godly people. Godly people want to fight for a godly cause. For godly reasons. Sir, wake up. I need you to wake up. Because you spiritually sleep. Wake up. Now, he made some points to argue why he won't support this movement. And I'm going to go through his points. Some of them, they won't get no answers to it. Because it's like, when I read it, it don't deserve an answer. The first point he made, the premise isn't true. According to the FBI's latest homicide statistics, I'm 11 times more likely to be killed by someone of my own brown complexion than a white person. I'm going to need you to wake up. I'm going to need you to wake up. You're trying to base social injustice on statistics that developed by the FBI, the same government that passed laws that support some people and not all. But according to our the founding of this country, oh, we all are supposed to be supported and protected. And you're trying to base that that the Black Lives Matter movement, the premise of it behind it isn't true, because you're more likely to get killed by a person of color than a white person. I'm gonna need you to wake up. Wake up. Because of course people gonna post those facts to convince the spiritually asleep people. Oh, we're not a threat to you. Your own people are a threat to you. I'm gonna need you to go back in your history. How did they develop this country? They came over here and moved Native Americans. They didn't ask, can you share your space with us? Can you? No, we taking it. Move. Oh, you want to move? Bow, bow, bow. Shooting them, killing them. That's what happened. These the same people that you trying to use they statistics, they facts to prove what? What are you proving? You proving that you are spiritually asleep and you have become one of those who are sheepishly following the ignorant. Wake up. Wake up, Ryan. The next point he said, there is no goal of forgiveness or reconciliation. So I need you to wake up. The goal is to make awareness to the issue, to the social injustice. The goal is to wake people like you up. Wake up. Talking about. Then the next point you made was, it's all about Black power. No, baby. When I read that, you made my day. The Black Lives Movement is all about Black power. Baby, it's about awareness to an injustice. It's not about power over anybody. It's about waking people up to there's an injustice. And just because you get to sleep in your bed at night comfortably and don't have to worry about being harassed, being discriminated, being treated unfairly, being misused, abused, just because you get to sleep in your bed at night and never have come across an incident in your life, an event in your life where you were done wrong, not because you are a wrong person, not because you did any wrong, but because of where you come from, because of the color of your skin, because of what people assume you are. This is not about Black power, sir. This is about empowering the people. Empowering the people to know that at the end of the day, I'm a person. I deserve to be treated the same fairness, the same way as anybody else, whether they work for the law or they don't. Spiritually wake up, man. Next point, they heavily promote homosexuality and transgenderism. I'm not going to even comment to that. Because obviously in your previous points, you weren't spiritually woke. So you this don't deserve a response. Your next point, they completely ignore fatherhood. Won't comment to that. The next point, they demand reparations. Sir, they still had Confederate statues that promoted racism and segregation in this nation. They still had those statues standing up. We just now tearing them down. It's about time we have reparations. Who in their right mind wouldn't demand? Who in their right mind wouldn't demand? Wake up. Next point. They want to abolish prisons and police forces. Nah, Ryan, no, we don't. We don't want to get rid of them. We want them to be reconstructed. to represent real justice, the justice that is written in the Constitution. I mean, you got to be a reflection of what you said. You just can't talk the talk and not walk the walk. You gotta walk it the way you talk it. If it's about justice, let it be about justice. Not, oh, it's only justice for certain people. It's only justice for those who work for the law. No, it's justice for the people, because that's the way y'all wrote this Constitution. That's the way y'all developed this system in this country, in this nation. So let's be that representation of that. Your next point, Ryan. They are anti-capitalism. Blacks have already proven we can join in capitalism. We have not a problem joining. Actually, we join into it, and we actually can dominate the industry. We can dominate it. We can over succeed in so many different ways. But if you do your history, Ryan, you'll see how as our people was growing and exceeding and doing so great at capitalism, you had those racist, angry whites, jealous, envy, who overtaxed our businesses. I mean, economic, institutionalized, systematic injustice. We gonna put y'all down one way or another. We gonna overtax y'all businesses so that y'all go out of business. We gonna make it almost impossible for y'all to go to universities, because we don't really want y'all to be overeducated than our people. We are going to put systems in play where we see to it that most of y'all end up in prisons as opposed to in schools, as opposed to getting educated and developing y'all communities. I mean, they were outright destroying our communities. Go to your history. Go to your history, Ryan. Wake up. Your next point, Colin Kaepernick supports it. That's the dumbest point you could have ever made. Actually, you should have made that your last point, and it actually shouldn't have been a point at all. That's like me saying, "Oh, I was gonna support the movement, but then Trump started supporting it, so I don't support it." But no, you don't not support something because somebody else supported it. That's not a valid reason to support anything. That means your mind not in the right place, anyways. I need you to spiritually wake up. And then he ends with, apparently not all Black lives matter. That's your last argument, Ryan. Apparently not all Black lives matter. Ryan, apparently you have completely missed the memo. Apparently you have been completely spiritually asleep. And you look like you probably 30 or 40. For the 30 years, 40 years you've been alive, you have been spiritually asleep. And I'm going to need you to spiritually wake up. Wake up. Because you don't see how you're being used, because you want to be spiritually asleep. You're being used as a test dummy, as you sheepishly following the ignorant, the foolish. Oh, look, we want you to focus on how all the people, they're doing this protest, but look at all the damage and the people that are getting killed. And people are angry, Ryan. People are angry. They outright outraged. They hurt. There's a deep-seated hurt in Black Americans. There's a deep-seated hurt because this has gone for over 400 years. We have been mistreated, abused, discriminated against, kicked down. We follow the system to a T, and we still get done wrong. We still get done wrong. We surpass people, they own people. Some of these races, they own people. We surpass them educationally, economically, and somehow, some way, they find a little loophole to pull us down. We have to overexert ourselves, overprove ourselves. Overprove ourselves. That's my baby Joa. We have to overprove ourselves. And that's not fair. Baby, that's not fair at all. That is not fair, because not everybody being held to those same guidelines. I guarantee you hold your own people to these guidelines and they gonna crumble. We've been held to some unrealistic guidelines. And y'all, I applaud the heck out of us because we did that thing. I mean, we killing it. We are killing it.
Oh,
Ryan, I'm gonna need you to go back to your desk and write a better article. Do better. But this time, I hope you spiritually woke so you can actually write some spiritually woke stuff. This mess you wrote, if I was your professor, it's a D minus. Try again. Go back to the drawing board. Try again. That concludes my opinion on your article. Thank you.